Cowboys on three. Make it loud. 1, 2, 3.
Snap back to Prescott. He's going deep. Down the right side. Over the shoulder for Bryant. Perfect. All the way down and around the 25-yard line of the Eagles.
Get the right kind of guys here. High standards. Work your ass off every day. High accountability. Okay? And then it shows up on Sunday.
Out of the gun, back to Dak. He's taking another shot in the end zone. It does! Left side of the end zone. Touchdown, Dez Bryant. Looking late out. Starts up the middle. Now he pulls it back. Now he peels around left. Now he throws it in the end zone. Jason Witten. Touchdown. Cowboys win.
You love them or you hate them, but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about them. That's why they call America's team.
How about this, Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
What's up?
What's up, Big Game James?
What's up, JK?
We did a little introduction of ourselves before. Now we switch it up a little bit.
Producer G.
That's G. He cooks it up.
He cooks it up like always.
Cooking it up.
Silver and Blue Nation, we're here today. We appreciate everybody who's tuning in. Happy pre-4th of July to you out there. I know you're going to get them barbecues cooked out. Great food.
Be safe if you're out there.
Yes. I was
doing
out
some
there.
Festivities.
I was out there actually last night kicking with some of my fam. Great barbecue.
Did you lose
ribs.
a bet or something?
No. Great barbecue. Ribs was on point.
No, did you lose a bet?
About what?
The Buckeyes garb showing off over there?
Oh, man, I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, yeah, see, he's an inside fan.
I don't know nothing about that right there. Hey. But, hey, Silver and Blue
What's up,
Nation's
Anthony?
here.
What's up, Katina?
What's up, everybody who's tuning in? We love y'all. Glad
we
you're
are
tuning
the
in
Silver
for
Blue
Silver
Nation.
Blue Nation.
You are the Silver Blue Nation.
Powered by EB Sports Network.
Mm-hmm.
We're here another week, and guess what? It's another week closer to training camp, closer to regular season. 70 days.
The Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame game.
We got all that stuff.
70 days until the regular season. I think it's 2 weeks, actually 16 days until the rookies get to camp. They return. I think they get there on the 18th, and then they start training camp on the 24th. This is the first time I believe that they're doing that. Usually the whole team goes together, rookies and veterans all report at the same time, but they're trying something new, having the rookies report a little bit earlier. I like it. I think they're just really excited about this rookie group, and they just want to keep getting them acclimated to what it's going to look like in the regular season and what it's going to look like from here and beyond. So I just think the coaching staff is really excited about what we're going to be looking like heading forward. It's like, man, it's been forever, and to know it's only 16 days till these rookies finally get there, I'm excited because now we can finally see these pads popping.
Does anybody know how many days it is till the Super Bowl?
Man, I know I know we need to get there.
Man,
I know that.
But I
just
can't wait. Man.
Oh, one thing.
Talk to me.
Jay-Z, I know this is off the subject, but Jay-Z dropped
it.
I don't care. Jay-Z dropped his new album, 444. I mean, it's hot. If you haven't heard that new Jay-Z album, it's not for you amateurs. So if you don't have a good brain, you don't know how to listen to music, you probably should leave that grown man Jay-Z alone. But if you are out there, please check out that Jay-Z album. It's some.
I didn't even know we got a plug for him.
No, I just had to give that plug because he's just a beast.
What up, Jay? What up, Ho?
That album is a beast. What's up? What's up? Yes, we are getting closer to that talented that right there. It's like we're right there. But some things in the news that happened kind of during the week. David Irvin, obviously with the PEDs, the 4-game suspension. Zeke, who we talked about last week, we had the jerseys. Zeke. I was super geeked because number one, everybody wanted to see where Zeke was at. I said 5th. What did you? Did you say 7th?
I had to go back and look, but I think I said somewhere like.
I think you said 7th. You was. I think you said 7th or 8th. So you. Was
I thought personally, I thought Le'Veon Bell was going to be over him, but I'm not like your boy who said
Herm
3 or 4 other people.
Yeah, right. So we're going to definitely get into that.
Yeah.
I mean, when we look at what he did, like I said, this goes on to the top 100 of 2016. When you see a rookie coming in, getting over 1,500 yards, 1,600 yards, I believe, right? 15 touchdowns. Over 30 receptions. Why? And as a rookie coming in doing what he did, and he's a main cog, this dude is not a flyby. I remember when Todd Gurley was in there last year. Todd Gurley's a monster. I still think Todd Gurley's a monster. He does need a better offensive line. But honestly, I don't see Zeke falling off. Even if he didn't have that great offensive line, Zeke is just that, to me, a what's the word? Transistent talent?
Transcendent. Like
talent. He's
he
transcendent. I feel like he can go to a lot of teams and still get numbers. May not get 1,700 yards, but Zeke will still produce because he's just that good.
No,
you know what I'm
understand. Yeah, but I think he's an animal, man. I mean, I think we all watched that video. I mean, apparently at least a couple 100,000 people watched the video on our page.
Man, that was
that
going
thing
nuts.
Blew up. Like,
it was
my
going
phone
nuts.
wouldn't stop.
Phone wouldn't stop because everybody wanted to see
They
Zeke.
want to like it and share it. And
Zeke is a monster. We're finally back. That's why everybody's excited.
That body issue came out right before that. So
exactly.
I mean, I think everybody, all the females,
were
a little thirsty for that.
Right.
You know, everybody's seeing that, and then you see all these other players talking about him so highly. You know,
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell. When you hear, what was it, Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback,
said he was one of the best players he's ever seen in his life.
And he said it was kind of a joke, but it's not. Because he sees what we all see.
He sees the talent. But what did he mention, though? What was the main thing that he mentioned that Herm Edwards was talking about? He doesn't block. Like, this is what I don't get about Herm Edwards, okay? I respect Herm Edwards. I watched him when he played with the Philadelphia Eagles. But sometimes when I listen to him as an announcer, I'm like, you as a coach, how are you saying those things? And you was a coach and you're an announcer. Like, you can't believe that.
So
like,
preachy.
He's so preachy and he's so old school with it. Like, when you're sitting there telling me Zeke is not there yet, okay. But when you put Le'Veon Bell ahead of him, when you put David Johnson, LaShawn McCoy.
Now, I don't really have a qualm with Le'Veon Bell and David Johnson.
Okay.
I can dig that, but LaShawn McCoy maybe 3-4 years ago, maybe.
not
the Chip
McCoy
Kelly
now.
offense, but no, I wouldn't put LaShawn. I think LaShawn McCoy's nasty.
He's super nasty.
Shady's a good running back.
He's
a
great
beast,
running back, but he's not. You can't sit there and tell me he's better than Zeke. Because he doesn't. Yes, he can. Zeke can catch out the backfield, but I don't see LaShawn McCoy block. That's the biggest key to me. LaShawn McCoy ain't blocking nobody.
I mean, obviously he's got a longer, body of work, but he's disappeared for a couple seasons when he was healthy.
Right.
So I don't. To me, it's Zeke, man. I mean, he's top three. Those top three to me are
Zeke,
pretty much interchangeable.
I mean, yeah, you can interchange them
because of what they do for their offense. I think they're all MVP candidates for their offense. They're all versatile. They catch the ball. They run the ball very well.
But I don't see them block. I don't see
not
Le'Veon,
like Zeke. I don't think anybody blocks like Zeke.
I don't see Le'Veon Bell, and I don't see David Johnson. I see where David Johnson gets those passes out the backfield. I can see where David Johnson sometimes returns kickoffs. I can see that. But I don't see David Johnson putting his face in there, putting on big blocks on linebackers, doing chips. I don't see Le'Veon Bell doing that. And to me, that's what separates Zeke from these great running backs. Yeah. Le'Veon Bell is nasty, but Zeke can catch the ball out the backfield. We just didn't do it.
No, and when he did, he goes 80 yards on,
exactly.
on the Steelers.
When we do use it and we throw screens to him, it produces. We can't get him the ball. He can catch out the backfield. It's proven. He has good hands. But the thing is, we have a lot of other weapons. That wasn't a needed feature for him.
I want to say it was even Herm Edwards. It might not have been. I could be way off on this, but somebody before the draft said that they had Zeke rated as the best receiver in the draft the year he came out.
Yes, he had hands.
He was route running, everything. They had him rated as I seriously think it was the #1 receiver as well. If he would have gone as a receiver, they said he probably would have been the #1 receiver.
I mean,
so it tells you what kind of talent he has. He's got the football smarts. He played for a good system at Ohio State with good coaching. That it's kind of like the Kentucky basketball where they prepare you to be pros there.
Right.
That's.
Well, you already have the expectation. Honestly, there's certain programs, the Alabamas, the USCs, you have, the Ohio States. When you have those top teams year in and year out, the reason why these players go to these teams because they have the feeling I'm going pro.
It's NFL prep academy.
It's a NFL prepping. If I have the talent, then I have a very good chance. We've seen players time and time again. You're telling me
if JJ couldn't go to Kentucky to play basketball for a year, you wouldn't. There's a better place to go. Maybe Kansas.
Look at Matt Castle.
But that's I mean. Yeah.
Look at Matt Castle.
Go USC. He didn't play.
He didn't play at USC at all. Got on it with the Patriots, took them out of nowhere, got them to 11-5 record. Yep. He did not play a down with USC because he was a backup. You know what I mean? But it's the point. If you play with a really good program, you're going to get a look. Whether you're a top player or if you're a bottom feeder, you're still going to get the look.
No offense to San Jose State. You sit there for 5 years and don't start. Don't play. You're not going to the NFL. So
what's up, Jessica? How y'all doing? I didn't get to say what's up to everybody. I appreciate y'all.
Luis is on to something here. Rico Gathers.
I mean,
he needs to step up. We kind of
talked about that. We talked about how Rico Gathers. Oh, and I love the haters. There's a hater on there, Matthew. I appreciate the haters. We love you. Whoever your team is, your team sucks too.
No. You won't hear that name come out of his mouth.
So
Cowboys this, Cowboys that.
So make sure I'm gonna let my people jump on you and holler at you later.
Yep.
But
Tina, Anthony,
when you see, we talked about Rico Gathers.
Yep.
He does need to step up because guess what? Now, this is what I've been hearing, what I've been watching and seeing. I showed a video. If you haven't looked on the Silver and Blue Nation, make sure you check out the page. I just showed a quick video about Rico Gathers.
What's up, Lorraine?
When you look at him, not hating on Rico Gathers, but he is a big man. He's 290 pounds official. But you could see the stiffness. Brian Broaddus said it. A lot of scouts, a lot of people have said it. He has stiffness in the hip. So much that he has so much stiffness that after practice, they are doing extra drills with him to get out of that stiffness. So the main reason why Rico Gathers will be on the 53-man roster is not because he is more talented than a James Hanna or a Jeff Swain or even a Blake Jarwin from Oklahoma State. Is because we picked you in the 6th round.
Right.
We invested a lot of money in you. We guaranteed that contract on the practice squad last year, and we want to see this through.
They want to see it develop.
They want to see it through.
One of the reasons why they're so willing to do that is because he's staying after practice to try to loosen up his hips and run routes and trying to learn football because, like you always say, he hasn't played since 8th grade.
8th grade.
So he's trying to learn, and obviously they like what they see. And I think you've told me probably 5 or 6 times, man. If it doesn't work out, I think he's probably gonna make the squad as a tackle or something.
I mean, they've already talked about other positions with him, and if you've seen with the Dallas Cowboys, even with our quarterback that switched to the safety, I'll think of his name here. Showers. We're known for switching players. Keith Smith, who was our fullback, Keith Smith, who was our fullback last year. They're trying to do the same thing with Rod Smith.
They
switched both of them. Both of them were playing linebackers back and forth.
I think Rod Smith's back to fullback.
Exactly. So you can see that we're interchangeable as what we're doing as far as the players. So if Rico Gathers does not make it, I know they probably do want to see it through as far as maybe we can put him at a tackle, or he has defensive end size. He's 6'7", 290 pounds. I know they don't want to just get rid of him, but I know they want to see what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, he still has to step up and show things because on a 53-man roster, those roster spots are important. You have to have those type of guys because injuries come into play in the game, and if you're not ready because we're just keeping you on the team because of potential, you could really cost us in the game. A blown assignment, a missed block if you're not really ready to step up in there.
Yeah. So I saw an article, I can't remember where it was at, but it was talking about Noah Brown, and end of the article, they mentioned he does have potential tight end size and talking about flexibility. They might move him in there, and I'm like, they must be watching the Silver Blue Nation because we said that first.
I mean, come on. I mean,
we was on it.
I mean, we already talked about that.
But that just shows, like you said, there's the more flexibility where they're willing to give athletes that they think are, man, this guy's a football player. Let's give him a chance. If he can't make it here, let's see if he got it here. I think obviously I don't follow every team as closely, but it seems like they like to give players lots of chances. I mean, you saw Morris Claiborne type deal. Look at Orlando Scandrick, no offense, but they keep hanging on to him because they know he's good and he's kind of earned it. So, like, they reward that type of stuff, loyalty, and I really think that's what we're going to see with Rico. And he's going to end up, like you said, probably on the 53 roster because of that.
Like I said, it may not because he might not be ready, but I really do think they want to see that through. I got a question from Louis, I believe. He asked
Michael Nelson?
We may have a big time guest here, folks.
Nope.
He just inboxed me. Hopefully it may happen. My guy, I don't know if you've been checking it out. I've been talking to him back and forth. Mr. Law Nation.
Mr.
Law Nation. He's the man. I've been waiting. What can I say? I hope he calls in. He said he was going to hit me with a test call just now. So we may see if that's coming in. If Law Nation calls in, we're going to basically talk to him about what he thinks about the season, his projections, basically his background, because I know when I seen his videos, man, his videos were hot. The All-22 film, not everybody has the All-22 film.
He has great insight.
Great insight. He's a Cowboys guy. And that's what gets you excited, listen to somebody else, because I was listening to his round table, and he was saying, we don't always want to hear the ESPN guys. We don't always want to hear the Trent Dilfers or Charles Woodson or Keyshawn Johnson, these guys that have been there. We want to hear what we got to say, too. So it's good to hear our perspective and not always hear those guys, because those guys ain't always on the hem. Look at Herm Edwards. Right. You're off your rocker a little bit. Honestly, I'm just keep it real. You offer your rocker a little bit, Herm Edwards. If you're sitting there saying Zeke is not there yet, yes, he has things to work on. But when you sitting there saying he's not a complete back, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
that sounds dumb. Like you
say
coached
he's
in the
not a complete-
NFL, dude.
That's
how do you not
ignorant-
say that's
ignorant
a
statement.
dumb statement to me? Like that doesn't make sense. You coached in the NFL, dude. You
I-
played in the NFL. How can you sit there and say he's not a complete back?
he's one of the-
Stop using that offensive line. I'm tired of
He's
it.
probably one of the most complete backs to ever come out of college football. I mean, I can only think of maybe a couple that were even close. But man, I mean, who was a better running back to come out? I mean, who was more prepared?
Exactly.
You look at maybe, I don't know, Marshall Faulk.
Exactly.
I'm struggling. I can't think over here because there's not that many.
Exactly.
You know, the only thing I'm really going to give Le'Veon Bell credit as being a little better at, like for sure, you can notice, slow start to find the hole and then he goes. But Zeke's patient too. It's like Le'Veon almost like doesn't get started. It's really he's incredible at that. That's one thing that's like.
I mean, he's
got
own
a very
style.
elite talent.
He has his own style, and
Right.
people are starting to try to copy it now.
Yeah.
But if you're Herm Edwards and you sit there and say he is not a complete back, and then they always use this crutch of our offensive line, like that's our fault. That's not our fault. That's what you're supposed.
Do you remember what happened
I mean,
in 2015 though?
I mean, what are you supposed to do?
We had that same line in 2015.
I need to know, what are you supposed to do as a team? Are you not supposed to build an offensive line to where you basically are dominating the league? That's how you win up front. You don't
Right.
win with your specialty positions. You win up front. If you don't win up front, you don't win games.
Yep.
I mean, I don't understand that. I don't actually say I don't get that, because if you're talking about Herm Edwards, these guys are better, and you're saying, oh, but he has that offensive line, you sound foolish, bro.
You're
Like,
supposed to have an offensive line.
you're supposed to have
and
that. That's
what
what every team's supposed to have, an offensive line.
and what makes that offensive line look good? Good running backs, good quarterbacks, good receivers that make plays, and it's always going to go back to, well, the offensive line gives them time. The offensive line opens up holes.
That's what it's supposed,
That's what they're
to,
supposed
do.
to do.
I mean, that's what it's supposed to do.
Oh my goodness, they have the best line ever for him.
That's
to run
what it's
behind.
supposed to have.
That's what
all
we
these
want.
other teams are out there saying, "No, we got the best offensive line." Why are you trying to compare
We
them?
built that offensive line to block for Romo,
Right.
and it just so happens that they're also nasty rush blockers, and we happen to have one of the most elite young running backs to ever come out of college.
Right.
So perfect storm, man. It's just great.
We're gonna see. Hey, Francisco asked, do you think that we'll have the defense go hand in hand with our offense? I really think that I don't think our defense is going to be like our offense. I mean, obviously our offense, we have all pros. We don't have all pros on defense, so I don't think the defense is going to match the offense. What we need is the defense was ranked in the middle of the pack the last 3 years with the Dallas Cowboys. He has been lacking the talent. So now when you have the talent that basically comes in, then you see the team jump from the 14th to in the top 10, because now you have specialty players that we haven't had in so long.
All right. We doing something over there? Producer G.
Producer G over there cooking it up.
Yeah, Law Nation on the line.
Oh, goodness.
there he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, give us a few minutes. We got Law Nation on
Law
the line.
Nation on the line.
How you doing today, sir?
Yeah, man. Nothing to it, man. You guys live now, or
Yeah, we're live.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
live
live.
at 3:30.
Yeah, we're live right now.
Yeah, you are on the show. We're 3:30 Eastern time. We started it. Ready to catch you off guard.
Okay, I'm behind the. Nah, that's cool. That's cool. I'm sitting around here in Central Time.
Hey,
in the process, man, of moving
Oh.
to Houston or Dallas. So it's in between. I'm in the bivouacs of life, you know. So either I'm going to the armpit, unfortunately, or I'm going to Dallas. So
exactly.
Get down there, my man, so we can come see you.
I'm following right behind you, big dog. Following right behind you. Hey, Law, I want to just, give a little background. I appreciate you calling. We have been talking back and forth. I just want to give you a quick shout out before I give you, tell a little bit about yourself. My thing, I met, I seen your page on YouTube. I've been a Cowboys fan since '70s, and I was always wanting somebody to break down film. I'm a guy that I like looking at the game, but I've scouted and things of that nature. When I see somebody can actually break down the game and show different angles and actually give me my fix, it really gets me excited. And when I seen your videos, it just was off the chains. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into it, and just basically just talk to me.
all right, well, pretty much this is. I just love football, and my first heart is basketball. Of course, I can actually break down basketball, but I've been following the Cowboys since the '80s, and it's just one of those things that I'm a diehard Cowboys fan, and you're tired of the ESPNs of the world and the NFL Network and the now quote unquote FS1 Fox, news, and so I just wanted to put my opinion out there to the masses and give players a chance and opportunity to see, a lot of people argue the fact that, for example, Terrence Williams, everybody say, oh, he's a body catcher.
Right.
But those who didn't pretty much watch football in the early or the late, well, the early 90s and in the late 80s.
I'm pointing at Jack. I don't mean to cut you off, Law, but this is the dude that says body catcher, so you're talking about him. So I didn't mean to cut you off. That's him.
It's my pet peeve. I mean, I know he looks just like Michael Irvin doing it, but, man, I hate it.
Tell him, Law. Tell him, Law.
Michael Irvin. That catch, look back at the Bills game. That catch when he scored that first touchdown, body. Going across the middle, body. He's one of the best body catchers of all time. But at the same time, it's a different breed out there. Of course, this day and time, they want finesse receivers, but we got that, Yep. Dez Bryant catches the ball with his hands. He's great in catching the ball with his hands, but his strong hands.
Right.
Got soft hands too as well. Strong hand once the ball is in his hands. We got the Cole Beasleys of the world. So you got a complex, you got a different, vibe of athletes that can catch the ball with their hands or what have you. So this team, man, they got so many elements of where they're going to improve at out there just as far as offense. Now, another thing I want to point out, too, is I'm getting a lot of heat, man, for this 53-man roster. A lot of people just don't understand that, of course, I love the J. Hod Thomases of the world. I love the fact that I love Alfred Morris, but we just can't find room to put everybody on the team. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. I love Lucky Whitehead.
Okay.
But you can't have Lucky Whitehead, Ryan Switzers of the world, and Cole Beasley. Those guys, none of them 5'11",
I think
guys
Lucky's
like that small.
Lucky's out
on
in
your
my
team
opinion,
like
too.
that. You got to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just we are agreeing with you because I know we've been saying from the very beginning, I like Jahad Thomas, but number one, he hasn't even been practicing because he's been having hamstring issues. And then when you have as much as I like Alfred Morris as far as his leadership, he doesn't bring the burst. He doesn't have that explosiveness. He can't play
Takes a
special
while
teams.
to get started.
So when you have a Darren McFadden and you have other guys that can do other things except playing one position, that's the biggest thing with the Dallas Cowboys. If you look at on our defense, on our offense, players play multiple positions, and if you can't do that, you're not going to be valuable to our team, and we're going to have to get somebody else. That's just my opinion on it.
Right. Special team is everything. That's where you win the games in the trenches. You got to be flexible enough to play special teams. And you got a one-dimensional guy, one-cut-run guy like Alfred Morris of the world. He can catch well out of the backfield. He's a liability at that. And his blocking is just not
terrible.
Of superb, So why would you hold him on to your team? The same scenario with Lucky Whitehead. This is what, third year. He can't run a non-route. He can't run a dig comeback route. So when you got a gadget player that can just be limited on the roster, what you doing?
Exactly.
You can't. I like what Brian Broder said as far as drafting. Right. You can't window dress your board. Same thing. You can't window dress your roster. Even for instance, our defensive line. I selected 10 defensive linemen. We know that somebody's going to get cut.
Exactly.
You're just not going to go with 11 defensive line. So when David Irvin is a blessing in disguise, but at the same token, when he gets back, somebody's going to be the odd man out because
somebody got
to go. That's just how it's going to roll.
It's just numbers.
Somebody got to go.
And this is what I was saying, Law. When you got defensive ends, when you got a David Irvin, you got a Taco Charlton, you got a Charles Tapper who we haven't seen. You still got a DeMarcus Lawrence, and me and you have hit on it. Well, you hit on it. I hit on it as well with Demontre Moore. I feel like he is going to be. I feel like he may have finally got the light. May have switched on with him. He's a Texas boy. He played with Texas A&M. I mean, he had 5.5 sacks his second year. He can't get after the quarterback. Honestly, I think he's probably one of our best rushers as the defensive end position. He's a dark horse. So when you see that competition, it's a 46-man game day roster, somebody's not going to be activated. So that's why the competition is going to be fierce. You have a Joey Ivy who's a 7th-round pick who looks good, but he may not even be on an active roster because we have so much depth. Stephen Paya, who signed for a 1-year deal, and then you got Cedric Thornton, who's making $5 million. He has to start, and he's looking better. But you see what I'm saying? There's so much competition right there. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the special teams earlier. Who do you see as
sharpen steel type of deal? And whenever you got somebody explosive off the edge like DeMontre Moore, and the footsteps allow for DeMarcus Lawrence. If D-Law don't show up this year, then he may be signing his walking papers.
Yep, we've been on that.
Now let me ask you. I want to ask you a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? Because we got some other people calling in, Law. I want to ask you a couple questions before we get off here. Number one, we've been saying this before, and I've really been on DeMarcus Lawrence. Do you think that if he gets 10 sacks, I think it's fool's gold. I think we should not still sign him to a long-term type big deal if he gets 10 sacks because I just don't think he's that guy. What's your opinion on him?
He could be that guy. What's that? Was it Hatcher? Who's that guy that just showed up there last year? Jason Hatcher.
Yeah,
he could be that same guy, just explosive and just show up and just be the guy that everybody kind of lean towards, and then gets his money and disappear. So it's a fickle process with D-Law, man. We gave up a lot. We turned in a lot of money for him.
Yes.
For him to be mediocre.
Exactly.
The way he been. It's time to collect. It's time out for that, man. We got to have a philosophy, quote unquote. I hate to say it, like the Patriots, the worlds. Yep.
I mean,
trade them.
We've been saying that too
before it's 2 years late.
Exactly. Let's not get. The Patriots got rid of 2 of their best defensive linemen as far as linebackers, and they still went to the Super Bowl and won. So obviously they know what they're doing. One last question I got for you, Law. What do you think about the secondary? Out of everybody you look, to me, I love Jordan Lewis. I've shown tons of videos of him. I think he's special. I think the only reason why he wasn't a top 15 pick because he wasn't 6 foot, 215 pounds. He's special. What do you think out of that secondary? Who do you think is going to be the man in that secondary this year?
Uzier.
Who's your camp MVP?
Cheeto. Man, Cheeto is going to be that guy. He's versatile enough to be playing into the inside. He can flex out to the safety spot. He can play left or right corner. He's got a dog tenacity. He flies out to the ball. He's explosive enough to take away either your primary or secondary receiver. So I just have a lot of high expectation for him. Now, as far as the Xavier Woods, I want to see more out of him. Of course, nobody's in pads, so safety kind of get shunned out during this period because everybody playing around with T-shirts and shorts on.
Right.
When we put these pads on, and they got to come across that middle, we'll see how valuable Xavier Woods of the world and the other kid, number 35, Kevon Frazier. I think they're going to step up, and don't sleep on Jeff Heath, guys. He's one of those guys that's a student of the game, just has that knack or the instinct to fly out to the ball. He's one of those guys that I'm saying, like, man, my God, just give him a chance. So look for him. And then as far as the Nolan Carroll, I know that he got a bad smear, smudge on his name, and a lot of Cowboy fans and others of the world want to get rid of him.
That's me again.
But he's a veteran president. He just needs to stop drinking and driving.
Right.
But if he can pick off Eli, that's all I need, And of course, he don't turn his head around to the ball, but we play a lot of Tampa 2. Only time we play like single high safety is pretty much on first down or what have you, and most teams kind of run on us on first down.
And he doesn't have to guard Dez or Terrence Williams.
Exposed.
Right.
Yeah, Dez or Terrence Williams. So
he doesn't have to guard them, so he might be.
Shout out to Nolan Carroll. He don't have to face Dez Bryant anymore.
Exactly. You just got to face him in practice. Hey, so
right, just had to face him in practice.
Exactly.
Guys.
So that's going to get you better. So, one last question before we get off here. I appreciate your call. Who's your camp MVP?
Okay. Oh, my camp MVP right now, unfortunately, I don't have one, but I've got my eyes on Ryan Switzer.
Okay.
Here's why. here's why I love what I'm seeing and hearing from Ryan. He takes away the Lance Dunbar factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know how explosive we needed somebody out there for us to run it back, and Zeke the Freak did that for us last year. Right? Mm-hmm. We just need somebody else that's comparable enough with Dez Bryant to be explosive, and I think Ryan can take it to the house. He can get 0 to 60, or he can get 50 yards out, and he can just be that explosive guy. So I'm thinking with my limited knowledge of the football, right? is that, as they would say, my limited knowledge of football is the fact that Dak Prescott, he's going to be he's developing that type of continuity and poise with Ryan Switzer, and when we are like third down, I hate to take Zeke off the field. At least we won't see the drop off like we had last year. When we had Lance Dunbar out there just looking lost like a lost puppy.
Exactly. He was just so scary out there.
Do you see Switzer? Do you see Switzer returning punts for us day one?
Oh my God, yeah. I see Switzer,
I'm just making.
I went back and charted half of his games. This guy, man, I don't know. I know it's gonna keep it PG-13, but this guy got cojones, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he would take look back. I think it was a Clemson game I was looking at, and I said, man, he's not gonna catch that ball. He's gonna fair catch it. He's gonna fair catch it. He caught it anyway. Even the players running down there trying to knock him off the edges and stuff like that. He caught it anyway. And they kind of let up. And guess what? He took it to the house, baby.
Yeah.
That guy got some cojones, man.
Yeah.
I think he's from North Carolina's not a big program as it relates to football, if I can say that. But I'm thinking Will McClay getting these big time guys that's known to play in front of the spotlight, so they won't choke. You know.
Yeah.
When they get down there in Texas Stadium, and they get down there to playing games out on the road and stuff like that, those guys are ready. They got their game face on. They're not going to punk down. They're not going to fold up like cheap tents. They out there ready to score. They're going to slap it down on them. And watch this. I'm thinking right now that Dak Prescott, I know I'm taking up all you guys' time, but I'm thinking right now that Prescott, right now, he's going to be the type of guy that will not let up when he's up 28 points or when he's up 30 points. I think he got that killer instincts, you know.
I 100% agree, and I can't wait to see it this year. Hey, Law, I appreciate you so much. Like, you don't understand. I appreciate you so much, your knowledge. Keep pumping them videos out, because you know I'm going to be on them videos.
Let's get a Switzer video out soon.
Yeah.
Let's work on something.
Maybe we can get you in here as a regular guest.
Yes,
and we have another show.
Yeah, man.
We've got another show tonight if you want to call in too.
Yes. So if you're not doing anything tonight,
we appreciate it.
All right. If you're not doing anything later on tonight from 6:30 to 8:30, give us a call in, man. We always want you to call in. If you can be like a weekly guy, if you choose, we'll come in and give us your thing when we get ready for the regular season. That'd be awesome, dog.
Let you lay down the law.
We love what you do, and we appreciate what you do, man.
Lay down. Hey. All right, guys.
All right, man. We appreciate you.
Salute.
Salutes. That was Law Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Law
the
Nation.
Sultry sounds of
Law Nation. I mean,
that
dude is a beast. Like I said, man, that dude is awesome. I started checking out his videos a while back, and I was like, man, when he was coming with the all-22 film, when he was coming with that, I was like, man, this is what I like to do. I like to see the breakdown.
And he's just got that just real,
the
that
voice.
real calm tone, demeanor, and it's just real smooth to listen to. You're watching it, and it's just like, you get entranced because you just hear him, and it's almost like watching NFL films. I mean, it's
and just like he was saying, we all don't want to watch the ESPNs of the world and watch all those other people talk.
Yeah.
We got Cowboys knowledge too, and let's bring it to the table. So I appreciate you,
Big
Law
shout
Nation.
out for the calling.
If you ain't got nothing to do it later, call in again at 6:30 so we can talk some more Cowboys football. Appreciate Law Nation in the house. Silver&Blue Nation in the house. I think we may have another caller.
Silver&Blue.
We're going to see here in a minute.
I saw Dallas Cowboys America's team page in here.
Oh, yeah, I've seen a lot of trolls, so I appreciate my guys jumping on there and getting this one guy who it kills me how the trolls jump on the page.
And he's still watching, too.
And, I mean, you're still watching.
Remember that feel good? Remember when you made the playoffs? You didn't even make the playoffs.
Is he an Eagles fan?
I don't know.
Is this guy an Eagles fan? This guy that's talking, is he an Eagles fan? Because if you're an Eagles fan, you really don't have anything to say to me. Like, they're the worst fans to me. The Eagles fans are like the worst fans because y'all can't brag on nothing.
Raider Bay said Happy 4th of July. I'm done with the hater.
I'm saying, I want to talk about the Eagles right quick because there's nothing you can do. Like, okay.
We talked about it.
I mean, you got Carson.
Hold on.
You
want to talk about the Eagles?
Carson Wentz. you need a lot of help. We're not worried about you. You jump on our page. I do like it because at the end of the day, we're not jumping on your pages. So, like I said.
Let's jump to the phone lines.
All right.
We got Michael Nelson on the phone.
Mike Nelson.
Yellow.
Hey.
What's up? What's going on, man?
Today,
Call number 2 is on the line.
Chilling,
Michael
man.
Nelson.
Hey,
I thought you were supposed to be calling number 1 all the time.
Well, we had to get Law Nation on here. We had to get Law Nation on here.
Hey, man, I was trying. Yeah, you know, they had to boot me out for a second.
You know what I'm saying? We had to get Law Nation.
I'm here.
I mean, I'm sorry, but that was a worthy guest to replace you there, bud. He was pretty worthy.
Hey, so, we got a lot of people calling in, so we're going to have you in and out. So I need to ask you a question real quick. Who will be your training camp MVP this year?
I don't want to be cliche. I know we said it already before. But Switzer, I mean, he's got 75. They said 75 reps. They said 75 reps. He got more than anybody else. Like, that is what he's gonna shine. And we've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, and I just know it.
Yeah.
Also, I know we got to go. I got to go. But hey, y'all saw I came on here last week and I told y'all that I was gonna cheat Z. And you see what they did? I told you it was gonna be 8. They put them 7.
Yes, you did. You did call that. I do appreciate that.
We're gonna have G pull out the sound bites from last week and see where we got everybody calling them at.
Right. We're gonna try to replay.
All right.
Hey, we appreciate you, Michael. Thank you for calling in, big dog. Stay tuned into the show.
No problem, man. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one, man.
Yes, sir. How about them Cowboys? Can he get one?
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
What's up, Ron Smith?
Say Ron says what's up. Better give him his shout out.
What up, Salt Lake?
Yeah, gotta give him his shout out. So jumping back into the show right quick. We talked about David Irvin. Let's talk. Let's talk.
Who's your training camp MVP?
I already told you my training camp MVP, Dez Bryant.
Dez
Bryant. I mean, I've been posting the videos on the page. Go check out my page, Big Game James page. I posted a video. Dez Bryant is ready. I mean, like I said, if you've seen the video, we had maybe a month earlier when he was sitting down with Mickey Spagnola. The dude is freaking cocky. He looks healthy. His mind looks right. I feel like he's really embracing Dak. He's really embracing these young guys. He's really embracing leadership. He's really embracing making everybody better as far as on the defensive end. I think he knows that they got talent out there. And I feel like Dez, if you have watched his videos already, he's been catching them on Awuzie. He's been catching them on Jordan Lewis. He's been catching them on Nolan Carroll. He's been catching them on Anthony Brown, Scandrick.
Well, he's a beast.
I mean, he's a monster. I feel like he's just really going to dominate out there, but it's going to make our guys better. So Dez Bryant is my camp MVP.
I see. Banner Bruce said Marquez White. He'd like to see him be the camp MVP.
I don't think.
I mean, I'd like to see it too.
I don't know about that one. I would like to see Marquez White step up because he may not make the team.
I like the idea of it.
He might make the. He may not make the team as far as being on an active roster. He may be on a practice squad. He may not even be on an active roster.
It kind of is up there. I'm thinking Jordan Lewis. I want to see the kid show out. I mean, we've seen plenty of it in.
Check out the
video you posted on Silver&Blue Nation Facebook page. I mean, from high school, and listen to what they say about
and
him.
You heard
and
what
it's
he said
in high school.
Yes.
And then go watch some of this college. And every time you watch a video on this kid, listen to the announcers.
Right.
They're saying he's sticky. He's on a hip pocket. They've been saying that about this kid since high school.
Yes.
He's getting NFL caliber coaching now. I think he's going to end up being probably the steal of this draft for us.
I love
he's gonna
Jordan
end up
Lewis.
being
As I said.
Oh, man, I think he's going to be good.
Law, he loves Awuzie, and I like Awuzie.
I like Awuzie, too.
I ain't going to lie, and I told you, remember when we drafted Jordan Lewis, I was pessimistic on the pick because I thought he was too small. I thought he was little. Then I went back and I watched the tape after game after game after game of Jordan Lewis, and I'm telling you, big receivers, yes. He might get a little bit of penalties because he was flagged 14 times in college because he's grabsy. But I'll take that aggressiveness.
You get away with that more in the NFL,
because if you look at him, he has special traits. When you looked at that video, the scout was saying the main thing that was big about Jordan Lewis was his hips and his top end speed, and he was very competitive. Yep. They said every top receiver that was playing in that game, he shut down. And he was a little dude doing it then. He did it in college. He was matched up against bigger receivers all the time.
He's been doing it since high school,
and he's been doing it. So
that's
why I'm excited about him. I agree with you with Jordan Lewis.
He's one of the best cover corners I've seen in a long time where he's always there. I mean, yes, like you said, he's a little – sometimes he's late with his head. Sometimes he's grabby, but he's always right there. He doesn't get burnt very often.
Yes.
And if he does, it's usually a blown cover.
And if you see him, even if when people catch passes on him, he's right there.
That's right.
He's never seems to be out of position. And the biggest thing we talked about how he plays receiver in a lot of these times.
Oh, his ball skills are
his
impressive.
ball skills are ridiculous.
Yep.
If you like
yes,
I said,
Ron Smith, he is all signed up.
Yes,
all our rookies are signed up.
He just signed up. We're happy he's ready to go. And we had talked about that earlier. I think Trey called in last week and he was like, asking about that. We've had that problem even with Malik Collins. He took a long time to get right into camp, getting signed. So
we got some piggies in here spawning.
Oh, that's okay. It's all good. I mean, like I said,
that's one of your most hated there.
I don't mind because I definitely don't fear any Redskins out here. They don't have anything to offer to me. I told you I felt like they were going to finish last in the NFC East anyway, so I'm definitely not worried about the Redskins or anybody they have. So get on out of here. No, you can stay. You can still listen to Cowboy Talk because y'all like listening to us anyway.
He said he's fine, but ain't nobody.
It's all good. They love listening to us.
Talking to nobody anyway.
You feel me? You know what I mean? But G, you tell me who's your camp MVP, G?
Yeah, let's hear it. You're live?
Camp MVP, I hadn't really put a lot of thought into it, but, I mean, it's probably going to be Zeke, man. I'm looking for him to take the next step in the year, too. I mean, that's probably a pretty obvious pick because he's already good. But
are you expecting him to take more of, like, a leadership-type role?
Just he's going to be more involved as far as receiving. Leadership, too. I mean, all around, he's just going to be a little bit better. Like we talked about before, he looks a lot bigger, thicker this year.
Yes, he looks a lot bigger.
I don't see why he won't just dominate. And you said Des Bryant, James, so
yeah.
A couple star players there.
I mean, if you look at all our guys, it's just we're excited. Now, also, I'm going to jump into something right quick. We were seeing we had the videos with Dak Prescott with the cancer thing that went on.
Yes.
Big us for Dak doing that. They were also asking Dak, when did he think that it was his time when he saw Kellen Moore got hurt? The biggest thing to me, I was just thinking about this, and this is no disrespect to Tony Romo because I love Romo. We showed the videos of Romo on his last drive, one of his first drives, escapability. Romo was
some body catches.
I mean, Romo was an absolute monster with us. But the thing that me and G talked about this before. The thing that I think the little bit thing that separates Romo from Dak was that when Romo was growing up, he was a Brett Favre fan.
Mm-hmm.
He was that gunslinger. He wasn't a big Cowboys fan, but when you looked at Dak Prescott, he was almost like born into this. His mom was all like, "You're going to be a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys." He had it almost in already when you were growing up that you're going to be a quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. And when you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, and then you grow up loving the Cowboys, your mom says it, you want it to happen, and it really actually happens, and you're the face. You don't think he doesn't take that personal?
I can
and
tell
that's
he does.
why I'm so excited because you see a RG3, right? When you saw RG3, everything was handed to him. Nothing, and that's why when people try to make that comparison,
I think
you can't
make
that comparison.
I think when anybody makes the NFL, they worked for it. I mean, I get what you're saying though, but I think he's more appreciative. Dak is more appreciative of what he has, and he's just so poised, man. It's hard to think that the kid's 20, 21, 22 years old. He goes out there, he gets in the huddle, and people calm down and listen to him. And he's not back there with, not tapping his feet around. He's back there, his footwork's not 100%, but
he doesn't need to say.
Dak
Prescott's a guy that doesn't seem like he has to really say too much to you.
I don't know if I said this last time. I feel like he has better control of the huddle than Romo did.
I mean,
I just want to throw a quick side note in here because based on what you asked me earlier about the training camp question, because I wasn't really thinking about it when you asked me at the moment, but I just thought of another guy that I really could see having a breakout type MVP, if you will, of the training camp, Jeff Heath. Okay. I can see him being all over the field, getting turnovers, stuff like that.
I mean, receiver could possibly be
I just wanted to throw that in there real quick because I got you a better player than just saying Zeke.
Okay, I like him because we already said his first mini camp he had 2 interceptions on the first team, and Coach Marinelli has already said about Jeff Heath, he doesn't say anything, he just goes about his business, and just like even Law said, he's a student of the game. Mm-hmm. He doesn't maybe have all the natural ability, but I don't think he may not be an elite athlete, but he's a good athlete, and ever since we've seen Jeff Heath come in the league, he's always around the ball. He's always seems to be making some plays.
Somebody's going to go out. Somebody's going to win the 2 safety jobs. Obviously, I think Byron Jones is getting one of them, but somebody's going to have to go out and win that job. It's not going to be just given to Jeff Heath because he's veteran. It's not going to be given to Kevon Frazier because he's not a rookie, but he's not Jeff Heath. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to go out there and win those spots. The whole defensive backfield is pretty much open except for Byron Jones in Orlando. And you don't know where he's really going to start. They can move him around anywhere. So We'll see.
We'll see. We're going to see about that. Now, I've been looking on here. I've seen some people saying Jalen Smith maybe being camp MVP. If he came out as a camp MVP, I think everybody in Cowboys Nation is doing backflips. If he makes it out of training camp dominating, we made the post where Byron Jones says he's 100%. I hear that, but I need to see it. I don't care what anybody says. I still need to see it. But if he comes in there and does,
I meant no disrespect to Romo, Anthony.
Oh no,
I didn't.
No.
That's why I was quiet when I said it.
Oh yeah, no disrespect to Romo. I mean, man,
Matthew, that's where I think Dak's at.
I'm sitting there thinking, like, Matthew, you still in here? I just happen to look. You're still in here. Like, you're a fan. If you're in here that long, you are a fan. Yep. Matthew, you big.
You love them or you
hate
them, but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about them. That's why they call America's.
You feel me, Matthew? So I think you're a fan. I don't think whoever your team is, I think you're a Cowboys fan, because if you stay in the group this long and still keep talking about us, you are a fan. So jump on over to our side. We'll take you. If you're an Eagles fan, you definitely need to leave them teams alone, because they ain't won nothing.
You big dummy.
Thank you. You ain't won nothing. You ain't never won nothing. Ain't never going to win
If
nothing.
you listen,
Hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you are not winning anything. You have nothing in the hardware. You're a choke artist team.
No, I think he's a Cowboys fan.
Oh, is he?
No, I think he's a Cowboys fan. I think we accidentally might have skipped over his comments for a couple times. So he's like, man, if I say some hater stuff, they'll mention my name.
Okay, man. Okay, I'm just making sure, because I was just making sure.
I don't have time to have a bad time.
I'm just making sure, because if I love how the haters they don't just jump on one post. They stay on there the whole roll. Like
Donald Harris says, join the NFC East only group. There's 28,000 members in there.
Yeah, hey, I already joined the group, and all y'all do is talk hot garbage.
It's not the hater group. It just says the NFC only group.
Oh,
so I think
okay. Because the one that my guy Stars Up, Anthony, put me in, they just be talking reckless jibber jabber. Like, you're talking about Eli. The only thing you can say about Eli Manning is he has 2 Super Bowls. I don't care. You can't say nothing else about him. That's it.
This guy's a Packers fan.
Oh, he's a Packers fan?
All I see is bleeding green. That's probably still Eagles.
Oh.
I don't know. Either way, if you're bleeding green, you should go get that checked out.
Even if you're a Packers fan, like, you can't. I mean, all you got is Aaron Rodgers.
He's probably he's bleeding green. I guarantee he's probably an Eagles fan.
Oh no, we'll see.
And so,
he don't
having
want to
said
mention
that,
he won't say it.
I want me some glory hole.
He don't want to mention because.
Will you call this dude a big dummy or what? You still looking for that button? Is that you're just hitting all of them? He's just hitting all of them looking for that. There it is. Boop.
But anyway, hey, let's jump back into it, because I don't want to give the haters too much love. I don't want to give y'all too much love, man. But let's talk about the David Irving situation. All right, I think more than anything, if we're looking at, I think it's more. I'm not going to say it's a positive. David Irving is suspended.
It was a positive test.
But I think, yeah, definitely a positive test on that. But I think because him being out those 4 games, it's really going to give a chance to some of the other guys to step up and get some good work in those 4 games. It's actually going to, like I said, it's going to be a blessing in disguise, because now we may see a Charles Tapper who we may not be able to see because David Irving was in that spot, because Tapper has to prove himself. I don't care what anybody says. Tapper has to prove himself, because we haven't seen Charles Tapper. We've seen the speed. We've heard about the speed, but we need to see it in game action. So this will be a good time to get these other guys. Taco Charlton, when we talked about DeMontre Moore, DeMarcus Lawrence, he has to step up. Those other guys will be able to get some more reps without, even though David Irving can practice and do everything, he just can't be in the games.
Yep.
He's still going to be able to be practiced, but you got to realize that if you're not going to be playing game 1, he's probably not going to be getting those first team reps, obviously.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that are going to be getting some reps, and they're going to have to really fight through. But once again, I think defensive line is going to be very similar to defensive backfield, where best players are going to play, and competition is going to be great in camp. I mean, that's you're going to see I'm guessing. I think I said it 2-3 weeks ago on the show. A big rotation. You probably won't see too many people with double-digit sacks. You'll probably see a few people with 5, 6, 8 sacks, but you won't see too many monsters. It's going to be a big rotation, because we have a lot of good players. We don't have too many great defensive line.
Okay, well, let me ask you about David Irving. Do you think after 12 games, what do you think his sack total after 12 games? Do you think David Irving is that guy?
I don't know. I mean, obviously we saw the glimpses of it, last year, but it's going to be hard to tell. I really hope so, but I don't know if he's getting more than 8 sacks in 12 games.
Well, we're going to see.
And prove me wrong, please.
Yeah.
Please do. I just don't know. Like I said, I think it's going to be more of a rotation, and we'll probably get close to that 40, 45 number, but as a team, as opposed to somebody getting a 4th of them.
Well, we're gonna see. Like I said, from the flashes that I've seen, it looks great with David Irvin. You know what I mean? But just like Marinelli has said before, it's got to be consistency with him. He has to be consistently do this week in and week out. One game you can't have 2 sacks, and the next game you have nothing. Right. That's the difference that we'll need from David Irvin to be consistent week in and week out to be that threat. Because we've seen when he gets in that backfield and he gets locked and loaded and focused in, you saw when he did them Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he rough shot on them, and them Green Bay Packers. Rough shot over them guys. When he's locked and loaded, the boy is really good, and you can't teach that size.
Mark Lane just said it the best. It's kind of what I've been saying about Taco, is where sacks are good, but the pressure is what we really need. And that's where I said, I don't know if Taco's going to get us 12 sacks, but he gets a lot of pressures. And that's what we need is pressure on the quarterback to disrupt him. That helps the throws be off a little bit, where our corners are in a position to make a play because now the throw's over the receiver's head. Jeff Heath in the position he's supposed to be in because he's a smart player, and the ball finds him. Now we're getting interceptions.
I'm glad you brought up Taco because I was wondering why does it seem like it's really quiet about him? You don't hear a lot about him right now. I feel like all the other draft picks are way more hype than he is
because nobody liked the pick.
Nobody liked the pick. I mean, honestly, even when I posted on the page, I posted his scouting report on the page, and I just wanted to see how many people. And it's not like a lot of people. It honestly feel like a lot of people don't like the pick of Taco Charlton. That's what I just get the feeling. A lot of people don't like that we picked him in the first round, and I don't think a lot of people are high on him. But they got to give him time. Marinelli likes him. These other guys in behind the scenes that are seeing him every day do like him. Yes, if you looked at the tape, when we looked at the scouting report, if you look where he needs to do better is to come out with his arms. Well, sometimes he doesn't use his length. Sometimes he'll keep his arms in short and let the offensive tackle get into him. He has to be able to use his length to his advantage. He doesn't have the fastest get off, but you can't teach 6'6", 270 pounds. He gets in the weight room and gets bigger and stronger. I'm telling you, down the line, he's not going to be an instant impact guy. He wasn't like that at Michigan. But if you saw when he got good coaching and they coached him up and he got reps and he got reps and he got reps, he got better. And as I told you before, he was sitting behind Frank Clark. He's a pretty good guy over at Seattle Seahawks.
He's all right.
Yeah.
No, I told you, I just think that's what he needs, man. He needs to get the pressure. The pressure is a big thing. That kind of gets missed. Everybody just looks at sacks. You know, it's kind of like the home run versus RBI, debate in baseball is which one's gotta get the runs in. Right. I want to get to the quarterback, get the pressure. Let's see some bad throws. Let's see some bad footwork. Throw some timing off, and that should help the defensive backfield look a little bit better. If we're worried about the defensive backfield right now, let's kind of help them out. Let's get some bad throws their way.
Well, bad throws, but I want sacks. I mean
who doesn't? But
it's all good with the pressure. It's all good with the pressure with me. But how many times have I seen DeMarcus Lawrence get back there and get pressure, and then somebody steps up and throws a long
That's not getting pressure if he steps up in the pocket. I'm saying disrupt the pocket, and that's what I saw a lot of Taco Charlton was being disrupted.
And that's to me, that's where Malik Collins comes in for that pressure up the middle, and that's where I see a guy getting 8 to 10 sacks up that middle.
Is coming off the edge.
Because if those guys are coming off the edge and you get that pressure up the middle with the Malik Collins, who I think is going to break out like crazy. He's going to be a monster this year. If you get that pressure in the middle, quarterbacks really hate it. And then, as you said, they can slide out to the outside, and then you have nowhere to run because those guys are right in front of you. So, to me, if we get Cedric Thornton and Malik Collins, because they said Thornton he was running with the first team and he was looking really good, and we need him to look good because I thought he was going to be a good addition for Philly. If he can step up and be a factor, getting pressure up that middle is really going to help us down the line as far as we go. Now, I did see a question about the Darryl Washington. We talked about Zach Orr, I believe, coming back from the Ravens. I think, let's be honest, I posted on this page, and we're going to talk about this guy in a minute, but I want them to look at Zach Orr, but, you coming back from a spinal type injury, that's never a good thing, and anything can happen. I would love for us to reach out to him, but honestly, it just really, 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 really seems the boys are set on what we have, and we're not rolling with anybody else unless there's a major injury.
Real quick, let me just jump in here and just say thanks everybody for watching.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you like the page, share the video.
Tell your friends.
Go like EB Sports Network's page. Stay tuned for the stuff we have coming up.
I got 17 friends now.
Yeah, go to JK and Big Game James. Go to their fan pages, like their pages, and see all the information they want to put out there. But just appreciate everybody who's been watching, and we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. The Hall of Fame game, that's about a month away. So
check us out.
We'll be there. We'll be doing a lot of cool live stuff from there. So just wanted to say thanks to everybody for watching and appreciate all the shares and likes and all the love.
Yeah.
Almost 10,000 likes.
Yeah, and growing. It's all because of y'all. So we definitely appreciate that as
Huge.
far as that goes.
The Dominic Streeter, brought up a fantastic point for me.
What's that?
Anthony Brown's the number 1 corner.
Well,
and I believe it. I agree.
They had a
that was another camp MVP candidate for me.
That is very.
And you know what the good thing about it is? Nobody has really been talking about Anthony Brown, but when I heard Broadus had mentioned him one time, and the thing he said is Anthony Brown is locked in and loaded. He's everywhere. Everywhere he needs to be, he is there. They had a bold prediction. They had I posted on the page 7 bold predictions for the Dallas Cowboys. One of the bold predictions was Anthony Brown was going to be our best corner at the end of the year. I said, I don't know about that, but I wouldn't bet against it.
There was I believe it was, is he a number 1 starting corner in the league right now?
I think he is.
I think he is.
I think Anthony Brown is a number 1 starting corner.
I've said it multiple times. That kid I call him a kid. He's a grown man, but he impressed the hell out of me.
He's a really good player. He's a good player.
I distinctly remember him getting burnt in that Giants game on a double move, and it looked like a rookie mistake. It was like, man, he is lost. Get him off the field. And within 2 weeks, it was like, man, this kid's actually really, really good. He is fast. He is right there. He, made some really good plays against Giants at the end of the year. I love the potential of that kid. I think he's going to end up being one of those 6th-round steals. And like I said, potentially got another one this year in Xavier Woods in the 6th round. So.
Well, we need to, like I said, we need to see more. And like we were saying before, it's hard to see safeties be able to do really anything at minicamp because you can't really do any kind of live action. So it's hard to see what Xavier Woods can really bring to the table. Training camp is really going to be big for him, so we can finally see those playmaking skills that we were seeing in college. 14 interceptions, obviously something that you get excited about. But when you finally get those pads on, we want to see if because they said he wasn't doing it bad. He's been at the spots he's supposed to, but it's just hard to see playmaking. When
it's hard to see somebody who lays the lumber like that who doesn't get a blade lumber. You're playing flag football. Some people are going to look weak when one of their strong suits is how hard they hit you coming across the middle. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need these pads on to really see who's going to be a gamer. And it's like you said, a lot of people look good with their helmets and shorts on. Let's see these pads, man. I am geeked. I am so ready for this.
I'm geeked too. I'm geeked too.
Oh,
I got a Mitch Daniels ask about Benson Mayowa. What about him? What's up with him? He's been quiet on the scene. Actually, we had something on the page that
I heard they might trade him.
He could be trade bait because we're so stacked on the line. He would be good trade bait for us because he's young. He did get to 6 sacks, so he would be good trade commodity.
What do you try to trade him for? You try to get like a pick, like a late round pick.
I would try to get a pick out. I don't really need to get a player.
I would try to get a 5th, 6th rounder.
I try to get another pick for him because if we keep on loading up our picks, those things come in handy next year because now you have 1 year on Frederick and Zach Martin. You have another year on them, but now you have a surplus of picks to start really prepping behind those guys. Even when you have those guys that are in their prime right now, this is where you have to start getting not really their replacements, but this is the time you have to really start getting people that can back them up now. You don't get the players when they're 30 years old. You don't go after players when Travis Frederick is 30. You go after players that can start taking his position when he's 25 and 26 so they can be a smooth transition when he finally does. If he does leave, you have somebody in there in the fold and we don't have to start all the way back over. Yep. So that's why you hear the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks because they're always drafting. If they have a top player, they're drafting for him next year, the player that's top in your position next year. So if you leave, we are not falling off because of that. And that's what's made them good, and that's where I feel like we're leaning to, and that's where our philosophy is going if you look how we're drafting our players. Like it. Can I get a how about them Cowboys, man?
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah. I also just want to tell anybody watching, if you missed anything from before the Law Nation phone call, we'll have I'm going to get that up there this week, or probably tonight. I'll just chop down that Law Nation call and have that as its own segment on the page, so that would be pretty cool. And anybody who called in.
Yes, appreciate
we'll
you.
Put out the phone calls.
If you want to still call in, ask who will be your training camp MVP, 1-866-217-1966. Boy, I got that joker memorized.
Got it.
You should.
Woo! Got it.
Yeah.
And Katina's giving us a nice little shout out saying we're doing our thing. Every
it,
Cowboys group, we're in it. She said it's Silver&Blue Nation everywhere.
Silver&Blue Nation all day.
That's why it's a nation.
Yeah, it's all of us.
Anthony followed it up with it's the best show out there. They involve Cowboys Nation. Talks on the phone with Big Game James several times a week. He said you're official. I mean, whatever, Anthony. I mean, he's all right. But
I'm all right.
He's all right.
I'm all right.
He's all right. It's going to be Big Head James if you don't stop.
Also, real quick, don't forget to check out EB Sports Network's page tonight at 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And we'll have a whole new show for you, a full 2 hours, and we'll be taking plenty of phone calls there, too. Maybe we'll have Law Nation call back in.
Hey, Matt Moskowitz, we'll see you at 6:30.
Yes.
You're our number one fan.
How about them Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, America's going to team? Yes, haters going to hate, and we love them. Like I said, I love the haters.
America's
team's
got a good page, too.
I love the haters because if it wasn't for you haters.
Or you hate them, but you will tune in and turn in to see what people are saying about them. That's why they call America's team.
Do you hear the passion in his voice? Like, that's why he gets me hyped when he says, when you will tune in and turn in. I mean, that's passion. And that's why I love Michael Irvin. He's always going to be one of my favorites. I don't care what he does. I will always love Michael Irvin. I don't care what he does. But
yeah, I want Steven's first time here. He's glad to be here.
Hey,
appreciate
you.
We got to give you one.
Being here.
First
time.
timer.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? First time in here. Well, check this out, Steven. Since it's your first time in here, I'm going to jump into something that you might like. We're going to talk about Jason Witten right now. Gil Brandt, who was official with the Cowboys for a long time, like 70. I remember Gil Brandt back in the day. Mm-hmm. He has Jason Witten ranked 14th all-time in his all-time tight ends list. Now, I got a few players that are ahead of him that I'm going to talk about. One person, I don't think he's better than Witten. I'm sorry, I don't agree with this. There's some guys that we're going to throw out there, and you tell me, do you agree? Okay? You too, G. Jump in here, too.
Yep.
So he had Witten as the 14th rated tight end. If you look at the numbers, Witten has been to 10 Pro Bowls. He's got 1,000 catches, 11,000 yards, 63 touchdowns, and 14 NFL seasons. He has Greg Olsen ahead of him on 13. I need a
almost choked on my soda.
You know what I'm saying? Give me another one on that.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
Is he just basing it on his
hair?
I
don't know.
He just got better hair.
He's got pretty good, nice hair, but I'm sorry. Greg Olsen is not better than Jason Witten. Gil Brandt,
Anthony said men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
You know what I'm saying? I respect you, and you're in the NFL scene, but I'm sorry. I don't care what NFL you've been doing for 800 years. I'm not taking Greg Olsen.
You might as well put
over
Martellus
Jason
Bennett
Witten.
up there. If you're going to say Greg Olsen, put Martellus Bennett there.
I'm not going to agree with that.
He doesn't have the longevity.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is Aaron Hernandez on this list?
I'm just saying. So
too soon?
We'll get him out of there. Now, some of these players I've seen that maybe some other people haven't. He has Russ Francis from the New England Patriots. Russ Francis was a beast. I still don't know if Russ Francis is better than Jason Witten, though, because Jason Witten, number one, ain't missing no games.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He's not missing no games, and he's there every single year. And he's not the most athletic guy, and he still dominates. Sorry, I can't. Can I get another on Russ Francis? Okay, and then he's got Jackie Smith. Now, Jackie Smith is a Hall of Famer. So Jackie Smith, what I remember, is when I was watching that Super Bowl against the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys, and I cried because he dropped the touchdown in the end zone.
I wasn't even alive every time I watched it.
Right.
It just hurts my feelings.
It hurts my feelings and hurts my soul. Now, Jackie Smith was a monster all the way around, so I'm going to probably give Jackie Smith a little bit over, but I'm not going to forget that, so I'm going to give you a
Just seeing him flop like a dead fish.
I'm going to give you a just because of that.
You big dummy.
Exactly, because you just dropped the pass, so I got to give Witten over you. So y'all probably like, you are biased right now. I don't care. Now, Shannon Sharp, I'm going to have to say Shannon Sharp.
Sterling or Shannon?
Shannon. Tight end Shannon. Shannon was a monster.
Sterling was a wide receiver.
Yeah, Sterling was a receiver. So let me ask y'all.
For me, Shannon's
he
maybe
legit.
the best. He
He's
may be
legit.
the best.
Nah, I think they got it right at number one.
Yeah,
I think they got their number one right. But I do agree. Dude,
Tony Gonzalez.
He was a freak.
Yeah. Shannon Sharp was
cut
on Denver and Baltimore.
Yes.
So,
he was
now,
incredible.
Let's ask this. Antonio Gates. He's got Antonio Gates ahead of Shannon Sharp. Yeah.
It's got to be Sharp.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you. So this list.
If you listen, hell.
He's got Rob Gronkowski 5th over Ozzie Newsome. Yeah, you get what I'm saying here? Are you seeing the theme here? Are you seeing the pattern?
I would put Ozzie.
Ozzie Newsome is over. I'm taking Ozzie.
I'd put Kellen Winslow up there.
Kellen Winslow.
I'm not mad at Gronk being up there, man. I mean, I know
Fifth all time?
What's Kamika?
It's only been a couple years.
What's Kamika saying to us?
It's hard to get away from that, man.
I hate when y'all pick stats over talent on the field. Is she talking about us?
No, she can't be.
No, she's talking about.
I think she's talking about
Gil Brandt.
I think she's talking about Gil Brandt where he's going with stats.
Clear that up for us, Kamika. Because if you're talking about us, you need to call in.
Yeah, G said you gotta call in if you're gonna say that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what
Gronk's. I don't know.
Gronk is nasty,
one of those,
but he's still playing. You
he's
can't
one of those
say
transcendent.
I don't know.
Jason Witten's still playing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but Gronk 5th all time. Man, I don't know about that one. So
I don't know if I would say 5th all time, but he's up there in the top 15 for sure. Like he's in that conversation.
He's not 5th.
He could, if he stays healthy, he could be one of the best. But
he's not 5th.
Number 1 was Tony Gonzalez. And I think he is by
Gronk,
far. I think
Gronk,
he's
hell no. Gronk is not 5th. Hell no.
Tony Gonzalez is number 1, and I don't really think there's much to argue about.
I'll stay with Tony Gonzalez and Kellen Winslow 1 and 2, but Gronkowski the top 5th.
Jay Novacek was incredible, but I don't think he was top 15 tight end of all time.
No, not all time, but Jay
one
Novacek
of my
was
favorites.
nasty.
One of my favorites of all time.
Novacek was nasty.
Every time I see Zeke do a hurdle, I think of Jay Novacek back in the day doing that.
When he did that hurdle back in the day, he had no athletic ability at all.
Nope.
None.
Nope.
And he was a monster. Remember, he got cut with the Cardinals. They didn't even want him. He was our trash. Like nobody wanted him. We took him, and guess what happened? Bam, Pro Bowls.
Got him.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We just get a prank call. Somebody asked if the refrigerator is running.
So what do you think? Do you think about that list? Is that a legit list to you?
No. That is a complete joke of a list. I mean, it's a legit gentleman who put out an article that was satire. I think it was like an Onion article or something. Like that's not real life.
We do have someone online now, Mr. Cowboy himself. Stars up.
Stars up, Anthony. What's up, big dog?
What's up?
Stars up. I ain't want to miss the show. I had to call in with
I feel like he's about to yell at me.
List or whatever he want to call it.
That list.
Good, Jay.
So what do you think about that list, man?
He's still on that train to Minnesota.
And you better understand that. But
you know what I'm saying?
No, I thought I was getting a camp question.
Oh
I'm
yes.
not respond to that. Jason Witten.
I feel you.
If that man believes Jason Witten only the 14th best tight end ever, then I got a big statue that sit on the harbor in New York. I want to sell him for a can of pork and beans. No way. Like he'll believe I own the Statue of Liberty if he believes Jason Witten only the 14th. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Come on, man.
Give me your camp MVP.
That's obviously hard for every Cowboy because there's many moving pieces that us getting to the Super Bowl. But I'm gonna go Dak because the problem with Eli has no line, no running game, and too many weapons. So if he can't make decisions on who he going to and spread the ball around equally, last year Dez missed them games, like I always say, and he had to get in tune with him or whatever. So I want Dez to be the number 1 receiver, probably touchdowns again, which is really easy for him. But he also got to hit Switzer. He also got to hit Beasley. He also got to hit Witten. And if he can't do that, like he's going to do it, then. So I really need him to do that. Obviously, I'm a Jalen person, so I want it to be Jalen. But I'm going Dak though, because Dak got to do everything every game to win the Super Bowl this year. Like he just have to. I'm not hating on the other intangible parts in this machine.
We don't win a Super Bowl without Dak.
No, this is a huge year for him. This is a huge off season for him. I like it.
This is just to me. I agree. If Dak doesn't do it, we don't go to Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if Jalen Smith had 47 sacks. Exactly. If Dak Prescott don't, you know what I'm saying? Also, as far as that, what's that, sophomore slump? Yeah. That's the twin brother of the rookie wall that
that's
they
the lie of the devil.
And him and Zeke both busted through that last year. So
that's the lie of the devil. I rebuke that.
I'm looking for sophomore sensations.
I rebuke that right now
because you don't like the sound of my voice, do you?
I do. So go ahead.
On top of that,
the name of the law.
JK.
Yeah.
Hold on. On top of that, one more time, because don't miss this, because people are missing this. Well, they got tape on Dak Prescott now. Everybody's saying.
Okay,
the problem is Dak got tape on you now.
Exactly. You think Dak
got tape on you now? So we know what you gonna do. You know what Dak gonna do, but Dak got a year of experience.
Did you see the?
And I think my quarterback. What'd you say now?
Did you see the Dak video we posted on the page, for the top 100? When it's just him breaking down his own plays and he's smiling, going, "Man, I love this play. Man, I love when I did this." And
No, but I
love
seen
it,
Dak
man.
on Good Morning
Love
America with that Chief talking about I got my friends and I got my friends. I seen what he said the Giants ain't gonna win no game. Did you see? I posted that he said the Giants won't beat us this year.
I've seen that too, where the guy was a Chiefs fan, and Dak said, "Well, I got Tyron Smith and Zeke and Dez." He said, "I got my guys too."
You know what I mean? And that's what you get excited about when you hear, because now you look at Dak and you know he was already confident, but you know he's feeling confident. Like, guess what? And I love the swagger that he's bringing back to the Cowboys, like Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
You know, you remember the swagger we had, Anthony, back in the '90s, where we were swagged out and we knew that when you come in the stadium, we're gonna beat your tail. And Dak and those guys are bringing that swagger back to where, who are you?
I got
Man,
it.
we got that too.
I got it right now.
Right, I know you got it.
I
know you got it.
Williams got it. Lee got it.
Right.
Jalen got it.
Right.
Andrew got it.
Right.
I got it. You got it. Like, man, what they talking about? We come over this preseason game in a month from now. If you heard me.
Yeah, I heard you. Let's get it on. Let's get it on.
Somebody said Gronk's a party dude. Zeke's our party dude.
Yeah, he's our party dude and producer, so, you know. But, hey, big dog, we appreciate you calling in.
To have a bad time.
Yes, sir. I see it 6:30, right?
Yes,
Stars
sir.
up,
Now
man.
you gonna
Go
stay
for
right?
it.
Yes.
Six
Stars
rings
up.
this year.
6 rings all day, baby. How about them Cowboys? Give Mr. Stars up. How about them Cowboys?
Don't.
He reps them boys like I said. He has the freshest Cowboy stuff. Like whenever he posts on, I just want to see what fresh Cowboys gear he has.
That's
on
all day, every day.
I am envious of that because you have the freshest Cowboys gear.
I've got the oldest Cowboys gear, and he's got the freshest.
Yeah, you got the oldest Cowboys gear alive, but you came fresh today. This looks like
Look, it's even wrinkled.
Did you? I was saying you look like you ironed it. Did you iron that?
No, it's called washing it.
Oh no, but
It was
sometimes
just
even if you wash, you
folded
got to
up.
get the right type of dryer because it'll wrinkle.
It was just folded nice, you know what I mean?
Okay,
I got a
all
good
right.
girl at home.
That's
She take
what's
care
up.
of me.
I appreciate that. And she should too. So hey, shout out to you right there.
Yep. Oh, you know what? It's her sister's birthday today, so happy birthday to her sister.
Happy birthday.
Yep. My buddy Jesse, it's his birthday too. So
Oh,
man,
happy birthday
everybody's
out
birthday.
there.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And once again, we thank everybody for tuning in to Silver and Blue Nation.
Yes, we are.
Make sure you check into the second show because we're going to break down who we think will be on that 53-man roster because just like Law Nation said, it's going to be tough. There's going to be some people that's going to be left off. Like you said, a Lucky Whitehead, Alfred Morris. Those guys are not going to make the team. If Switzer is your fourth-round pick and you invested this much time in him, what do you have Lucky doing? We've already talked about. You had Lucky 3 years in the program, and you can't do a 9 route with him. You don't do a comeback with him. All you're doing is jet sweeps with him. Katina sent me something.
I'm done with him just like I was done with Lance Dunbar.
No, Katina said that she said somebody inboxed her. I don't want to throw no names out, but they said Lucky Whitehead was getting a long-term deal. That is just straight bogus. Lucky Whitehead is not getting a 5-year long-term deal with us when you can only play one thing, a jet sweep. What in the heck will we sign you for a 5-year or a long-term deal when the only thing you can do is a jet sweep? We can't even throw the ball to you. We can put Ryan Switzer in there. He can get punts. He can run routes, and we can use gadget plays with him. I'm sorry, Lucky Whitehead, you're probably not going to be on the team.
Right. Now, Tina, I didn't say a new girl. I said a good girl.
I
got me a good one.
Don't get him in trouble now, Katina.
Nope. She already got the 6 ring.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah,
it's
compliments of.
Let's jump back to the phones. We got Dr. Doomsday on the line.
Dr. Doomsday.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
What's going on, man?
What's up, Doc?
Oh, ain't nothing, man. Just chilling here in GA.
GA representing. We love everybody.
We got a click in Savannah down there.
We clicked up. We clicked up in GA. I don't care nobody say we are clicked up. GA is official.
There's not a single Falcons fan down there.
They're
all
Cowboys.
Nation.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Dr. Doomsday, tell me right quick, who's going to be your training camp MVP?
Now, I'm going to throw a dark horse in the mix.
Please do.
Damian Wilson.
Yeah! Yeah, Dr. Doomsday. You done got me right there.
Yeah, right there. That kid's got oozles of talent.
Oozles. Tell me, Dr.
potential.
Dr. Doomsday, why you like Damian Wilson.
I just like what he brings to the table. I mean, he's fast, he's physical, and I mean he just bring a lot to that defense.
Yes, he does. And he's a heat-seeking missile. As I've said time and time again, the dude's closing speed, and as I said, I listen to Brian Broaddus. I listen to these guys that are looking at these guys every single day. If I was looking at these guys every single day, the one thing that always stood out to me, even when Damian Wilson was at the University of Minnesota's was his aggressiveness and his close-in speed. And now he's finally, I feel like he's been in the program. This will be his third year. He has the lineup. He has the scheme. He has everything down, and he doesn't have to think. He can just play on his athletic speed and play on his athletic ability. And I'm telling you, just like I agree with you, Dr. Doomsday, he's going to be a huge piece in that linebacking core this year. If we can get Jalen Smith, Sean Lee, and Damian Wilson, and they play the whole year, you have one of the better linebacking cores in the NFL right now. I don't care what anybody says. And give me a how about that Cowboy on that statement.
Angry.
Hey, guys. Y'all take it easy. Stars up, baby.
Stars up.
Stars
Appreciate
up.
you,
We'll
big dog.
bit.
Thank you for always tuning in, and thank you for them inbox because we talk Cowboy football all day, big dog. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, all day, every day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Michael Nelson went to school.
Yep.
See you, Dr. Doomsday. Michael Nelson said he went to school with Lance at UNT. I mean,
oh, is that Lance Dunbar or Lance Dunbar?
Dunbar. I believe Dunbar. But I no offense.
I ain't hating
he was around for a while.
I'm not hating on Dunbar. I wanted the best for Dunbar, but it's like he couldn't stay healthy, and then it was just like, what could he really do for us? Like when we try to give him the ball, he couldn't really do anything. So I hope he does really good with New Orleans. I think that might be a better spot for him where he can be able to get more time because Drew Brees will probably use him more than he would be used with us.
Type role. I think
what
that's
I'm
what we
saying?
were looking to do.
That's
with
better for him to go over there because
what
we're doing right here, he's just not going to be in the game plan as far as what we're really trying to do. We're all set. We were trying to make him like a gadget player, but once we got Zeke, he kind of fell out the window with him and McFadden.
Michael, I was just salty about Dunbar sticking around last year because I wanted Darius Jackson to stick around. So that's where the my distaste for him comes from.
Well, even now we're looking at Jahad Thomas, but he's got to get healthy. He's basically sat out all of camp with these hamstring injuries. He's not going to make the team if he doesn't get that together. So he's got to be healthy. As I said, this is going to be one of the most competitive training camps in a very long time because so many spots are open. We know the offensive line is solidified, but even in the left guard position, even at the swing tackle, we have so many positions that guys can fill in. Even on our receiving core, they talked about Bryce Butler. I posted something that he is only guaranteed $300,000 this year. He signed an $800,000 contract, but he's only guaranteed $300,000. So you're not guaranteed to make a roster spot. So everybody's playing time and everybody's positions, there's a lot of positions that are up in there, and that's why it's going to make this camp. But I can't wait to see this dude right here, Ryan Switzer, because I posted a video of him against Florida State. Make sure you check that out. Marquez White was on the opposite end. This dude, man, he basically almost won the daggone game itself. I mean, I think he had like 10, 11 catches in that game. And the dude is he gets open. He just gets open. And the biggest thing with him and Beasley in there, Beasley is more of that shifty type. Beasley quick and he's shifty. Where you have Switzer, he has top end speed. So when you thought you can catch him in a fly route, he can take it to the house because he has that type of speed, and that's what excites us.
I want to see somebody with, and I mean, no, this is I hate even saying the name, but somebody with the after the catch potential like an Odell Beckham Jr. Or a Julio Jones. And Switzer's not going to fit quite those molds. Obviously he's a little smaller than Beckham and a lot smaller than Julio, but I want to see somebody just with 9-10 yards after the catch average.
You remember Tim Dwight?
Yeah. The Chargers, and let's give it to Falcons. Yeah. That would be great.
He's
that
like
would
him,
be
but better.
And a
receiver.
good punt returner. Yep. I mean, I'm not mad if he turns into, if he seriously, what are we doing? We're modeling ourselves after the Patriots.
We are. I don't care what anybody says.
We just got a Julian Edelman. You know what I mean?
Faster.
How dangerous was he when Wes Welker was there?
Exactly. Well, how dangerous was Wes Welker was there? You know what I'm saying? So we're having a mold, and he has better top end speed than Edelman ever would have.
Yep.
And that's what gets me even more excited because he can take when he catches it, he has the speed to outrun you and take it to the house. That's what gets me super excited.
Some of those. I want to see some slants go for touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like you see that out of those big name receivers like that, out of the Julio Jones, out of Odell Beckham. Like I said, I hate even saying it and giving him credit, but Odell Beckham is, man, once he gets the ball in his hands, there's not many people better after the catch. So I think I need big things this year out of the receiving corps. I think Switzer is going to give us that home run threat every time he touches the ball.
Well, I mean, I'm hearing
returns,
Anthony. No, I definitely no. Dez is a home run player. We're just saying he's another added player.
Right. Dez is always.
We already know Dez. Dez is a home run hitter. He is like our main dog who's going to be getting our touchdowns. I see Dez Bryant getting around that 13, 14 touchdown.
Dez is our right hook.
He's
our go-to punch. We're throwing it.
We don't. Now we have somebody else explosive besides, because Terrence Williams, he's not explosive, but he's steady. Bryce Butler, he's good, but he's not explosive. Now we finally have somebody besides Dez who's an explosive player. We get excited about that. When he touches the ball, he can take it to the house. You don't think when Terrence Williams catches the ball, he's taking it to the house. You don't even think when Bryce Butler catches the ball, he's going to take it to the house. But when you see Ryan Switzer,
when Zeke touches the ball, you think he's going to the house.
I know Zeke. I mean, we know Zeke is going to take the house. I'm talking about our receiving core. I already know when Zeke gets the ball.
But when Zeke catches the ball,
Zeke. I mean,
we showed it.
We showed it in the Pittsburgh game.
Luis says we need a better backup quarterback for Dak. Nah, because he'll be on the field all the time.
I mean,
and then Kellen Moore can get in the junk time if we need to.
I don't see Dak getting injured, and honestly, we ought to just let that backup quarterback thing go. They're right in with Kellen Moore. It's going to be
there's nothing we can do.
That's it. They're not getting. They're not going. I mean,
I already told you what I think would happen. I mean, I don't think Romo's coming out of the booth. I see if something drastic happens. I told you what I think happens. I've been called crazy for it, but I could see him calling Cutler, man. He's going to be sitting at home. And
oh, my God.
I already told you that.
They're not going to mess with Jay Cutler, bro.
I hope they don't have to, but he's going to be sitting at home. He's a serviceable quarterback that can win a game or two.
He can stay sitting
out. Well, then who are you going to get? Brandon Weeden again? You wouldn't take Jay Cutler over Brandon Weeden. Are you going to get Ryan Fitzpatrick? Like, who are you going to get?
I don't know. I'm just not messing with no Jay Cutler. I don't want any of that cancer. I don't want any of his attitude.
I know. I'm just telling you, I can see them doing it. We need somebody to win us 2 games while he's out with a hammy or something like that. We would pick. I could just see it. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do, but I can see it happening. I can already envision it.
Okay, I'll write that down.
I'll
write it down, y'all.
That's 2 weeks in a row.
JK said he sees it.
I can see Jay Cutler. I see it with my own 2 eyes.
All right, so you see
your turn to talk again.
Oh, go ahead.
I got
no. Mitch Daniels asked the question: is Taco at least a 6-sack guy? I think he can get 6 sacks. I think 5 to 6 sacks is a great season for him. I think he can get sacks. I don't know if he does though, because we're so heavy in our rotation. You really have to be the dominant starter for you to get those many sacks to me. You have to be a starter for at least him to get 5 to 6 sacks. I don't see him as a part-time player getting 5 to 6 sacks. I just don't see that because of our rotation. Honestly, because like I said, I think Collins is going to get maybe 8 to 10 sacks this year, maybe 10 sacks this year. I think Collins is a guy that can get it. And DeMontre Moore, he makes the team, and he keeps on showing what he is. He's a guy that, to me, he can get sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence might get a few here. We got so many guys that we can spread out in sacks-wise. Even Tyrone Crawford. I know so many people down on him, but he did have 4.5 sacks. He was there. I'm just saying.
It's just going to depend on how much he plays. I think you're like I said,
he's not going to be a starter.
I think Taco, it's more important to get pressure, like good pressure, disrupt the pocket, disrupt the quarterback's rhythm and stuff. I think that's more important to me. I'm going to be watching a lot of it. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. Why would Cutler come? Why would Romo come if he's in a booth too, Gary? It's the same thing. I'm just saying. I think Romo. I'd love him to come back first, but I'm just saying eventually they're going to have to go down the line somewhere to get a quarterback if they need one.
Right. Well, we will see.
And I think Jay Cutler is going to not be in the booth very long. He'd probably be worse at that than
I'm going to tell you right now, somebody will probably take Jay Cutler before we will, because I just don't think we want to have that kind of
I don't really think we do. I'm trying to think of who else we're going to sign, because they're not bringing Kaepernick in.
Well,
we're not bringing RG3 in.
I just think that we're going to be set on 2 quarterbacks. Unless there's major injuries, it's 2 quarterbacks the whole year.
And I'm saying
that's it.
I'm not looking for somebody to come in and be our star. I'm looking for who do we need for like 2 games. Like I said, he goes down with something fluky or something with just a hammy. Who do we go get as a quarterback?
Yeah.
So that was just my opinion. Man.
Well, hey, check this out. We're about to head out of here because Silver&Blue Nation is coming back up on EB Sports Network.
6:30
to 8:30.
30:30.
We're going to do some in-depth looking at the lineups and who we think will maybe be a roster or who may be a roster bubble. Some guys who I think may not make the team.
How many running backs?
Who am I to know? But what I've been looking at and what I've been checking. So make sure you check us out at 6:30. Hopefully Law Nation calls in. Again, that was freaking awesome that he called in. I got to hear his knowledge. As we said before, everybody don't want to listen to ESPN all daggone day. Well, other people have knowledge, and I'm glad he called in. Much
Eastern
respect
time,
to you.
Mark.
Much respect to you. Call in. We'll have their line asking who is your going to be your training camp MVP. Make sure you call in at our second show, EB Sports, Silver and Blue Nation. We love y'all. We appreciate everybody tuning in. I believe we have some new people in here today. We love all y'all. Well, we love all the support. Once again, within a month now,
I think he'll be healthy too, Dak. I think, or Ron, I think Dak will be healthy too. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't want any of these quarterbacks.
Nor Brown. But make sure if you're getting down to that Hall of Fame game, if you're interested in getting down to the Hall of Fame game, we will be down there broadcasting. We're going to have some fun things going on. Get down to the Hall of Fame game, Cowboys, Cardinals. It's going to be the hype. Silver and Blue Nation will be down there. So make sure check us out. 6:30. We're about to head out of here. Big Game James.
I'm JK.
Producer G.
And we appreciate y'all. How about them Cowboys? Tune in again. Cowboys all day. We love y'all, and we are out. See you at 6:30.
I don't have time to have a bad time. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.